Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching Oman News. First, the headlines. Equality in international conventions and comparison between Islamic and global heritage jurisprudence are main topics of a jurisprudence science development seminar. The Supreme Council for Planning approves implementation procedures of changed land utilization in governorates of North and South Batna. Oman Advisory Conference discusses ways of providing job opportunities and achieving economic benefits in conventions and exhibition sector. And His Excellency, the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, reviews a food safety, agriculture and fisheries project with male and female entrepreneurs in the governorate of Al-Dhafar. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Majesty King Juan Carlos of Spain in reply to His Majesty the Sultan's cable of condolences on the death of former Spanish Prime Minister Adolfo Suarez. Ways of strengthening heritage and cultural ties, their activation and development in light of a great historical, cultural and civilizational heritage, both countries enjoy and benefiting from experiment of Singapore in this sphere. Top talks of His Highness Sayyid Haitham bin Tariq Al Saeed, Minister of Heritage and Culture, when he received His Excellency Massajusetts T. Al Kailfil, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and the Interior of Singapore. Equality in international conventions from Islamic point of view, child rights in Holy Quran, and presenting a comparison between Islamic and global jurisprudence heritage were the main topics of a jurisprudence sciences development seminar in Muscat today. It was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mantari, Chairman of the State Council. It witnessed a huge attendance from scholars and researchers from various countries. The seminar discussed a number of researchers and work papers on equality, human rights and mutual interests, as well as Sharia policies. The participants during the upcoming 4 days will tackle related topics, namely Holy Quran values, mercy, justice, influence of jurisprudence, Islamic Sharia and others. Supreme Council for Planning approved in its first meeting of the year implementation procedures of land utilization in governorates of North and South Batna and acquainted with initial approach to prepare the 9th Five-Year Development Plan 2016 to 2020. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masood As-Sunaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry and Deputy Chairman of the Council. The Council approved principles the government specialized units will follow to change agricultural land utilization in the governorates of North and South Batna by field visits to be carried out by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth prior to issuing approval by the Ministry of Housing. The Council referred applications to change use of land situated north and south of the main Batna Highway to the Ministry of Housing and the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth to act upon the Council's approval. The Council also ordered to stop all plot plans in those areas and ordered cancellations of all non-mentioned site plans within the approved agricultural belt. The Council also reviewed amendments proposed for road network infrastructure and mechanisms to compensate land plots affected by Ghala industrial area and referred the whole project to Muscat municipality to complete implementation of the remaining stages. The Council also discussed applications for approving a number of development projects in the number of wilayas, including fund needed by the Ministry of Housing to implement the project of moving citizens to the wilaya of Liwa and to compensate their affected properties by Sohar Industrial Port, in addition to numerous issues, and took appropriate decisions towards them. The role of organizing conventions and exhibition sector in providing job opportunities and achieve huge economic benefit for the local production highlighted the discussion of Oman Advisory Conference. The two-day conference attracted 213 representatives and visitors from various local sectors and 15 experts in the field of organizing conventions and exhibitions in order to exchange experiences and knowledge in the main incentives which contributes in crystallizing and developing the industry of conventions and exhibition sector in the Sultanate. It was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Mohammed Al-Kharthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers. Still to come in our news bulletin. Oman Marine Festival included various heritage exhibitions and traditional competitions. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Sultanate, represented in the Ministry of Education, hosted the activities of Third Gulf Mathematics Olympics in cooperation with the Arab Bureau of Education in the Gulf states. The opening ceremony was presided over by Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education. It aimed to uplift scientific level of students and teachers in mathematics subject. 6 students from each country participated in this competition. Increasing cooperation in various fields and exchanging experiences were at the focus of meeting of His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al-Busaidi, Minister of the Interior, with His Excellency Masajus T. Al-Khalifah, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and the Interior of Singapore. Talks also dealt with the view of each country in this regard, as well as to benefit from each country's experience by the other. Promoting foreign relations and exchanging experiences were at the focus of meeting of His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, with His Excellency Masajus T. Al-Kafil, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and the Interior of Singapore, who expressed his delight of the visit to the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, the Sultanate, whose policy is characterized by wisdom and non-interference in others' affairs. To enhance bilateral cooperation and values of understanding between the two countries were at the center of talks between His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed Al-Salmi, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, and His Excellency Masajus D. Al-Kafil, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and the Interior of Singapore. They also had cordial talks and discussed matters of mutual concern. A forum on English language and translation was launched at Sultan Qaboos University under the theme Information and Translation. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Asif Al-Sarai.
The first English and Translation Forum has been launched today in the conference hall at Sultan Qaboos University under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Al-Harrasi, Chairman of the Public Authority for Radio and TV. This forum is organized by the English and Translation Society and will continue until the 9th of April.
It's my first time here in Oman, and research in translation, and particularly in news translation, is something which is very important. And I'm very pleased to be able to be here and hear also what students have to say about this particular topic. So translation is essential for communicating across languages and across cultures, and a lot of the communication happens via news media, TV, radio, the newspapers. And so we need to understand better how it works to make sure that the communication can be very successful across cultures.
The four-day forum focuses on media translation, which is the title of the annual translation symposium that is part of the forum activities. The Public Authority for Radio and TV, as well as different colleges and universities in the Sultanate, take part in the exhibition.
I think this is a very important event for the students, especially in SQU, because it gives them a platform to rub shoulders with the others, especially that we have 3 keynote speakers from around the world.
In the symposium, some papers and discussion sessions around media translation will be presented by professors and specialists from the Sultanate and abroad. In addition, the forum includes various activities such as an exhibition, competitions, and a play that highlight media translation.
The area of media is very crucial for our society. Because of the rapid changes in our world, we have to adapt translation into media. The process of translation, it has to be very fast and quick in order to translate so many news and so on.
Activities always help students to improve their skills in the required field. For this reason, the English and Translation Society at Sultan Qaboos University has emphasized this concept by organizing this 4-day event that includes different activities of interest. Sultan Sarra'i from Sultan Qaboos University, Muscat.
His Eminence Sheikh Dr. Shouki Ibrahim Allam, Mufti of Egypt, visited Sharia Sciences Institute. On the sidelines of the visit, some scientific matters were discussed besides ways of enhancing cooperation between the Ministry of Awqaf and Religious Affairs embodied in Sharia Sciences Institute and Egyptian Ifta Authority. His Eminence was acquainted with lectures, televised system, hypothetical classes and electronic direct meetings, as well as examination system and follow-up rules and regulations. To highlight Omani heritage and preserve it, activities of Oman Marine Festival included various heritage exhibitions and traditional competitions. Citizens from various governorates of the Sultanate participated in the event. The festival included traditional boat race and beach sports for youth. The visitors were introduced to traditional manuscripts and handicrafts. The children's section included many entertainment, games and activities. The festival provided an opportunity for 150 entrepreneurs to showcase their products to the visitors. At the end, a number of participants were honored. With the aim to get acquainted to visions and ideas regarding agriculture and fisheries projects, as well as review food safety projects, His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar As-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, met a number of entrepreneurs in the Governorate of Dhofar. The meeting discussed a number of topics related to agriculture fisheries sector, in addition to the ministry's role in supporting projects that contribute in food safety and other topics related to small and medium enterprises. With a cost of about $500 million, the Oman Gas Company, Salalah Port and Salalah Free Zone signed a memorandum of understanding to extract liquefied petroleum gas known as cooking gas in pipelines of natural gas. The project will provide a number of job opportunities after its completion in 2018. establishing units to monitor vegetation in order to combat desertification at the Dhofar Mountains and to activate municipal council scope of responsibilities in that related to agreeing to hold cultural, entertainment and touristic festival in coordination with bodies concerned were most important discussions of municipal council of the governorate of Dhofar. It also studied proposals related to naming some residential districts in the Wilaya of Rakhut, the idea of establishing small sports playgrounds in residential districts, in addition to equipping breather of Deem in the Wilaya of Dhalkut and creating parking spaces for taxi cars. It also discussed a study to move car wash and laundries in the Wilaya of Mirbat, the industrial area. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Afeith al-Shanfari, Chairman of the Dhofar Municipality and Chairman of the Municipal Council. The reality of default media and Oman society and main reasons which lead a society to social media sites were cause of discussion during the 7th Annual Forum of Media Coordinators, which inaugurated in the Governorate of Dhofar. The two-day forum hosted a number of media people from the Sultanate and outside the Sultanate who presented lectures about social media means, its role in education process, and the reality of media forums, in addition to the method of writing and preparing media reports. The Ministry of Health announced that the process of starting the construction of Khasab Referral Hospital will be before the end of this year. This came within the Ministry's plan in completing a new hospitals system. The location of the referral hospital visited by Their Excellencies the Under-Secretaries of the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs and Planning Affairs. The project considered as quality shift at the level of health services in the Governorate of Musandam. It is worth mentioning that the Ministry of Health projects in the Governorate of Musandam within a 5-year plan included converting Madha Health Center to hospital and establishing emergency buildings at Dabba Hospital, in addition to provide marine ambulance services for some areas in the Governorate. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the Sultanate. Winds will be southerly to southeasterly to moderate. Seas will be moderate to rough along the southeastern coast with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters, while it will be slight to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate's coast with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Equality in international conventions and comparison between Islamic and global heritage jurisprudence are main topics of Jurisprudence Sciences Development Seminar. The Supreme Council for Planning approves implementation procedures of a change land utilization in governorates of North and South Batna. Oman Advisory Conference discusses ways of providing job opportunities and achieving economic benefits in conventions and exhibitions sector. And His Excellency, the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, reviews a food safety, agriculture and fisheries project with male and female entrepreneurs in the Governorate of Dhofar. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.